coming out here tonight. We're going to be doing our Area 6 Neighborhood Watch meeting. My name is Jose Amaya. I'm the Public Safety Supervisor for the city. And I'd like to take a moment to introduce our Mayor, Sternquist. I'd like to share some words with you.
Thank you. I'm so appreciative that you're all here tonight. I just want to say a few words letting you know that public safety is the top priority for the city of Temple City, and it's something that the council continues to put resources to. So I just want to encourage you to keep abreast of what's going on in the city. Keep your eyes and your ears open. Don't hesitate to call our deputies. They will give you an email and a number. Participate with your neighbors, get together. We all need to work together to help support our deputies so that our city can remain safe. So thanks again for coming and enjoy your dinner.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, just a quick reminder, if you have not signed in, we do have a sign-in table and we do have the pamphlets out on the table to my left. And again, just quick housekeeping. If you guys are hungry, there's still more food in the kitchen. There's drinks in the corner, and if you need to use the restrooms, they're out here in the lobby. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our presentation, and I'm gonna turn it over to Deputy Lamb.
I guess turning it on would be nice, right? All right, good afternoon, guys. Thank you for coming. My name is Deputy Lamb. My partner here is Deputy Francis Bowie, and my other partner is Randall and Chando. He's not here today, but louder? I'm trying my best here. All right, so unfortunately I have to use the microphone because I have a very, very soft voice, and especially I'm really tired right now, so I'll try my best. Once again, my name is Deputy Lamb. My partner, Deputy Bowie, and Randall and Chando. We're your special assignment deputies. We only take care of Temple City. We're the extra guys out there on patrol. We read all your reports. We take care of all events, and we try to make the city safer as possible. Safest as possible. The topics that we'll be talking about today will be residential burglaries, what's going on right now in your areas, and also theft, emergency preparedness, traffic and pedestrian awareness. And at the end of the presentation, we'll answer any questions that you guys want. All right, so each month, at the end of the month, we present to the city council, the mayor, and everybody else what's going on in our city. So our biggest crime trends right now is burglaries and larceny. Temple City's been getting hit with burglaries, residential burglaries around here. Not only just here, but all of San Gabriel Valley. These guys are targeting us, and what we can do to stop these burglaries is actually do a lot of proactive patrolling. So you're gonna see more cars out there, we're gonna patrol more, we're gonna saturate. We're gonna try to make the city safer. But we can't all do this by ourselves because at the moment, sorry Jerry, I'm moving around a lot. I apologize. There's 3 to 4 units out there right now that covers all of Temple City, plus us 3 out there, so you have about 7 units out there. And Temple City, if you guys know, it's 4.4 square miles. That's a lot of coverage. 7 deputies that are roaming around is not a lot of eyes. So that's where we need you guys' help. The more of you guys that help us out, the better it is for us to actually stop these crimes. So what we do is proactive patrolling. We deploy our flock cameras. We have cameras around the city that are well hidden. I won't tell you where the cameras are at because that defeats the whole purpose. Cameras are great for us because if there's a crime that happened and you guys are good witnesses, we could actually pinpoint the car and see where it's moving, and we could actually either get the license plate or just follow the cars itself. We also do additional units out there, basically us working overtime. The city's granting us more money to hire more deputies to go out there and patrol and saturate the area. If an area is getting really if an area is getting hit by burglaries, We, as a team, ask other teams from other cities to help us out. We'll go out there and reduce some saturations, undercover work. We'll drive around and try to get these bad guys. Which a few months ago, we actually had big success. We actually stopped two, right? Yeah, two crew that are from Honduras.
One was Honduras, one was from LA, up north. They're a mixture.
Yeah, so we had two crew that came in, and basically we're trying to burglarize place. We were able to get them, arrest them, and took them to jail. Now, we as deputies, all our job is to take them to jail. That's the other side is a judicial system where if they release them, that's not our problem. Well, it is our problem, but it's not our fault. The law's the law. We can only do what we can. We also have volunteers on patrol, which is our civilians. They go out there, they wear their white uniform, their white cars, and go out with the amber light. And what they do is actually, just like you guys, drive around and keep an eye on the city. And they call it in to us and let us know what is going on. And of course, we have our great area watch meetings and program so that we communicate with you guys, get you guys informed on what's going on in our city, and hopefully you guys could help us out by giving us more detail. We communicate with the community, with our area watch, and also our business watch. These are stats for last month. Unfortunately, we have to show the month from prior. Our stat for April is pretty decent. Homicide, we don't have any. Rape, we don't have any. Robbery, 0. Assault, we had 2. Residential burg, we had 10, which is dropped down from the prior month. Commercial burg, we went to 5. Vehicle burg, 4. Grand theft, 5. Petty theft, 7. And grand theft auto, 3. And arson, we had 1. And those are basically kind of lower numbers than last month, so we actually got down on a percentage. And the total number for the total year is going to be 167, and I'm going to show you the comparison to the next slide here. This is a 2024 comparison to 2025. As you can tell, our percentage for residential burg is 64% increase, which is high for us, but out of all the whole entire San Gabriel Valley, we're still pretty low. Unfortunately, right now, it just looks high, because we're so used to having lower numbers for our city. Commercial burg is 7%, vehicle burg is negative 21%, so we have a decrease in that one. Grand theft, negative 33. Petty theft went up 89%. And when I say petty theft, it's basically your little small packages, that you're left, like Amazon drop off, someone's stealing that. Or you're leaving items in your car, and they just get into your car if it's unlocked. Part 1 crime is up to 25%. From last month, if you guys were here last month, that number has gone down. This is a comparison from 2022, 2023, and 2024. As you can tell, the total number is gone down from 487 in 2022, 474 in 2023, 439 in 2024, and we're at 167 right now. And this is only a third of the year, so we're hopefully to keep our numbers low. Every week we put out a crime blotter, so we kind of give you the details of what's going on in your city, in the city right now, so that you guys know what's happening. If you don't have the crime blotter, make sure you sign up for it. There's on Nixle, you can actually go on it. I'm having a problem with my Nixle program right now. I haven't sent out the crime blotter in the past 3 weeks because for some reason they won't let me log on. And I'm trying to fix that, I promise. So my partner here will actually read the reports and type it all up. Lucy back there translates it for us in Chinese if we had to. And so we keep you guys up to date to what's going on in our city. And I'm going to pass this to my partner. I apologize. He hasn't been here for the past 3 or 4 months, so he might be a little rusty. So we'll see how he handles this. And I'm going to get some tacos.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Deputy Bowie. My part of this presentation is going to be residential burglaries, which is one of the higher crimes that we have in our city and in the San Gabriel Valley. It's just because of the demographics of the city. You know, criminals love to come into the higher end neighborhoods to burglarize whatever they can because there is higher value. You know, we work hard to live in the city. We have nice things. Criminals just want nice things. So that's why there is a higher fluctuation of commercial, residential burglaries. That's why you see that as one of our main crimes that we try to target in the city, because that's one of the highest crimes that we have in our city. Some of the, as you saw, the robberies and stuff, you have to remember it is not targeted. This is actually because some of them are criminal activities within the criminal activities where they're robbing each other. So some of the robberies look high, but they're not random robberies like, you know, someone coming in and robbing, but there is, but most of this is criminal activity with criminal activity. They report it on each other. So I'm gonna start with residential burglary. This is an older video of a person that was arrested for burglary. There are some other ones, but this is kind of the main one that we enjoy. We like to show more because he gets into what they're looking for and why they're looking for it. Again, just take it with a grain of salt, but it is something prevalent that's what they're looking for. So we'll start the video.
I really never broke into houses, but I learned a lot from guys that got a lot of time in prison. There's this one guy, he's doing 256 years. He told me this is how he did it. He'd drive in a van, he put company signs on there, like carpet company, moving company, signs on the van, have them made with, you know, magnets or whatever. They'll even go rent a U-Haul and go scope out the neighborhood. One of his easiest thing was sometimes he saw where people left their house key because somebody else had to come and get in. Somebody didn't have a key. They see a cracked window open, they're going to get into that cracked window. They got ladders. Hey, there's a lot of money in that house. Make sure all your windows are locked at all times. Don't be leaving your garage open and letting people see the inside of it. Like if you're outside doing your yard, don't leave your garage door open. I know it's, you feel comfortable, you're at your house, you can, you know, yeah, well, I'm out right here in the yard, but you're giving the opportunity to a thief to see what you got inside your house, to see where your door is at. You're gonna see a company van thinking it's a company van or a U-Haul, and it's not. It's thieves looking at your house. Yeah, this is the one we're gonna hit. One thing you gotta be careful with, you gotta be careful who you're hiring to come to your house, to fix your plumbing, to do your carpet work, to do anything. The guy that you're hiring might have some help that's a thief. He's scoping out the area, making sure there's no alarms. The best thing to do is tell your neighbor, you know what, these guys are gonna come in, they're gonna come and move my furniture, I won't be here today. Neighbors gotta help your neighbors out too sometimes, you know, you gotta put, the community got to put their part too. No matter where you're at, you can get broken into because you're not paying attention to your surroundings when you leave your house. That's all I gotta say.
As you can see, these criminals have evolved. This is a little older one, but criminals have evolved. We know that Temple City is a nicer city. We have high-end cars. These criminals are renting high-end cars to come into the city. They will actually rent a car, tint the windows, and we won't even be able to see them. But they steal a license plate to another car that the same make and model. They will steal a license plate early that morning, put the plate on, and use that same car. So that's why we, as a community, we ask that you be aware of everywhere you're going. Even when you're driving up and down the street or going to the store, if you see something that doesn't look right, call it. And what we need is, that's what we need. Because once you identify them, they see you, they're gonna be gone. Because they've been noticed. Criminals don't want to be noticed. So these criminals, if you kind of just look at them the wrong way, they just look at you, they know that you've already self-spotted them and they're going to be out of the area. That's just how simple it can be. So,
one thing also now, these criminals are actually gotten real smart, as Deputy Bowie said. Before in the past, when we were hunting or searching for these guys, using the wrong word, hunting, searching for these guys, looking for the bad guys, they would use old cars, beat up cars, and it's easier for us to like see these cars and like, oh, bad guy, like a big old target, right? Now they're driving like nice fancy cars. They're driving Mercedes, they're driving Audis, they're driving nice SUVs. So we don't really want to check those guys because we, you know, it's a nice car, must be a good neighborhood, good person. But these guys are the bad guys. But when we run the plates, they come up as a rental car. And how many rental cars tint their windows all around? None, right? It shouldn't be, because it's a rental car. Well, these guys are doing that. So now we're like, okay, why is a rental car tinted window? So these guys are getting smarter. So we have to be smarter. But we can't be all there the whole entire time. That's where you guys all come in. Sorry. Okay.
So you're saying that we should call if we see any cars.
Okay.
What is the response time for you guys to show up?
So response time always, it varies a day. Imagine, because you have to remember, burglary calls, unless it's a now that we know that's happening now, we're going to respond to everyone we can. But you also have to remember, if there's another incident that's happening, we have to respond to what's more important, quality of life. People in danger, someone hurt, injured, are always going to come first before a burglary report call. If it's already happened, that's why you see the extended time, because we're actually handling other things. Again, we apologize, but that's the way it works, because as you can see that there's three deputies that are assigned to your city at any given time, then you have 3 of your special assignment teams, so you usually have about 6. But for us to handle a call, it usually ties up 2 of your deputies already, the resident patrol guys. And as you can see, we're right here, so that's another 2 if we're handling calls. So it does get there, but we do get there in a timely manner. We know our call volume, we know how to handle it to move on to other, because we do actually have other deputies that will come up for the other city to come help and respond. That's what the greatest thing for this city to have, is that you have Temple City Sheriff's Department as a resource for your Sheriff's Department. When we have a call, if there's a burglary now call that we can actually confirm that it's actually happening right now, you have over 20 cars in that city in that one area block, because we want to catch them. So that's the kind of resources that you have. That's why you'll see the helicopter up and everything else right away. It just depends on how we get that call and how your neighbors are going to help us. The fastest way we're mid-seconds away from catching them is because due to the neighbor, not even your alarm company, your neighbor actually calls us before the alarm company can activate us. And with that neighbor calling, we're already responding. Your alarm call comes out after. We have all the resources available already before it even happens. So that's how we can almost catch it. We're very close. We're always seconds out. So that's why we need the public's help. When you see someone, your neighborhood, you know your neighbors, you know everything. If you see a car that doesn't belong in your neighbor's house, it's backed in for some reason, the car is running and someone's inside, that should be a clue for you to think, hey, let me call the Sheriff's Department. Then you have your other spouse or someone, if you know the neighbor, call the neighbor. Hey, is someone supposed to be in front of your yard, in your driveway? That's your key that you have to remember. Not everything's going to be a crime if someone pulled over and they're on the phone. You have to think, oh, it's against the law to drive and talk on the phone, so they pulled over. But if you saw 3 ninjas going out of the car at the same time the car came out, that's something that you should call us right away, because that's something not normal, which will be part of this presentation. So again, we'll start with the presentation. We also, like we said, burglars have evolved. They'll knock on your door. They'll have a teenager-looking child, but it's adult, knocking on your door. Guess what they're doing? They're making sure that you're home. If no one's home, that's one of the keys that they do. They can knock on the door to make sure someone's home. I remember when I was younger, in our culture, our Asian culture, hey, if you're at home, don't answer the phone. Just hide, don't say anything. But don't do that. Acknowledge them, but don't open the door. Do not open the door for anyone you are not familiar with at all. Once you acknowledge them, they'll be gone. Oh, my drone fell in your backyard. My ball fell in the backyard. Can I go check it out or whatever? That's your key indicator. Call us. That's one of your key indicators. That's why we say don't open the door, because it's a scam. Because they're trying to pull you away from the front of the door. They'll go to your backyard, because if you're home, you're not going to set your alarm, which most of you should do. If you're at home and you have an alarm, set it. Because that's what they're doing. They're trying to get you distracted to the front, which you would have your backyard open when it's hot these days. They'll go into the backyard, distract you up front, and they'll burglarize your house while you're standing inside your home. So don't become a victim.
The last 4 burglaries that we had, sorry.
Go ahead.
The last 4 burglaries that we had was the homeowner wants to cool down their house, so they left their side windows, the back windows open. So that's how these guys are getting in. Well, when you leave their side window open, or your door open to get the cool air in, you turn off your alarm. Now there's no alarm. And when the bad guy goes in there and they have all the free reign to the house, and then you call us, we go there maybe that night or the next day. You know, that's the reason why. And I'm not blaming anybody, I'm just saying that's what is going on. So you're giving them an opportunity to break into your house. We had one incident today. I usually don't like to share this because we're still like investigative, but I want to put it out there. I was talking to Jose at City Hall. Incident happened 2 blocks away from City Hall. I got there within 30 seconds when the alarm dispatcher called us. But the alarm was triggered 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes from the alarm house to our dispatch, to the alarm company, to our dispatch, to our desk, sending out to all of us. That was 15 minutes. That's a lot of time. If I got that call right away, I would have been there already. I was actually in front of the house with my guns drawn, looking at the house. Bad guy's already gone. So your alarm system needs to be improved. Now, I'm not saying that your alarm system, but I'm saying alarm company needs to be improved, and they're speeding calling us. Because those extra minutes, those guys are gone.
Like you said, for an alarm company, we're not advocating for any alarm or selling any type of alarm, but it does help. Your alarm is your nosy neighbor. Because again, if you have a loud enough alarm, I'm not gonna say, but most of you, if you do have an alarm, it is loud, correct? It's not. Because you know why? It's loud inside your home. It's not like back in the 90s and 80s, some of these young kids, you guys won't understand. Remember, you used to have that big alarm blaring outside, and your alarm would go off, and you go, darn it, that neighbor's alarm's going off again. That's what you need. Because they're outside, the bad guys have their getaway car outside. Hey, guess what? The alarm's going off. Hurry up, get out, get out. Your nosy neighbor comes out and looks out the door and goes, hey, isn't that John's alarm going off? Let me go check it out. Guess what happens? They were only in your house for 1 minute. That's all they need, enough to go into your house and rummage through stuff. But if you didn't have an alarm, guess how long they're going to be in there for? All day to take everything you have. So that's why the alarm is actually something that I personally recommend. I'm not saying it as a sheriff's department, but have it loud enough that your neighbor can hear it. Because your neighbor's going to look outside and go, hey, that's John's alarm going off. What's going on? You step outside, they're gone. They're running out the door already. That's what we need. And then that neighbor's calling and say, hey, I saw this car with a partial plate. We even need the last 3 numbers, the first 2 numbers, and the color and kind of the make. Because like my partner said, in the camera system that we have, the city has placed in here, it's not just citywide, it's actually the whole California. It's called the flock system. Any city that has it will activate. Once we put that license plate on, we enter it into the system, and it's not something that we read just to say like, oh, who's doing what. There is actually, when we enter that vehicle into the system, we have to explain why. We're just not like, oh, let me check who's going this way. My ex-wife, where they're going. It doesn't work that way. It's not tracking. It tells us we put a 3-digit, just say, for example, a black Porsche, license plate of 123. We enter Porsche, license plate 123, and it'll shoot every single license where that car has been hitting. So for example, we have it down Rosemead. So if the car's going down south on Rosemead and we have good neighbors that saw it, while we're heading to your house, one of the deputies have entered that car into the system, and it says, hey, it's going southbound on Rosemead, just passing Lower Azusa. So guess what? The deputies that are on Rosemead are getting that alert. They're headed that way because they're coming up to help. They're already trying to target that car already. Hey, the next alert, it's on Rosemead and Mission. Hey, it's still going southbound. That's how we can track these cars. The faster we get the information out, the faster we can track these things. And that's why we need the community's help. So I'll go on. Again, we work hard to have what we enjoy. If you have large amount of money, you have expensive jewelry, make sure you secure it. Leaving it in a safe that's the size of a shoebox just in your dresser is not safe and secure. If you're gonna have something, make sure that they cannot get it out because it takes time. They don't want to stay in somewhere where they can spend a lot of time. Don't leave your blinds open, your garage, because that's how they know, hey, what do they have inside your garage? Hey, no one's home because we can look right in the window. No one's home. You're just making it easier. Again, it's very difficult. Don't make yourself a target because a lot of these, I would hope most of you read the crime blogger every day, every week. It will tell you, hey, this person had no alarm in their home, no video cameras, left the windows, the rear windows open, and that's how they broke in. Ones with alarm, they do happen, but you gotta remember, criminals, when they want to get in, they're gonna get in. It's just a little deterrence to slow them down, but it's not 100% proof. Posting social media. Remember, a lot of us have social media where, you know, hey, I'm in Europe today, I'm going here. You have to remember, it's not your friends that are posting it, but we have friends that are friends of someone that says, oh, I know my buddy just went to Europe. Dude, they're rich, they have all kinds of stuff. And guess what happens? It's not your friends that dime you out. It's the friends that you tell other people that you're going here, you're going there, and they go, remember, Google's your best friend right now. Google will, if you put your name in, you can find everything about each one of you just on Google. Your address and everything else, the last school you went to, and all that. So that's why be careful how you post stuff, because criminals will find out. Ways to protect yourself. Lights. Again, even lights are great, but they're doing this in the daytime. If you notice all the crime bloggers that we have for the criminal in Temple City, they're happening between when? When do you think the crime is happening mostly? When everybody's at work. You have to be careful. When you go to work or during dinner time, because criminals are driving around right now. They drive around just like anyone else. And remember, all these crimes are a crime of opportunity, because you give them that opportunity. They see the car driving out of your driveway, I have 50-50 chance that they're going to be gone for at least half hour. So what do you think they do? They follow you out. They'll come back, sit in your car. They'll sit in front of your driveway. 3 guys will come out. They'll run to the backyard, which is always the same thing. Which we'll talk about surveillance cameras. If you have surveillance cameras, know how to use it. Have multiple using it, because most of you have alarms, right? That have camera systems, correct? How many times has it gone off since you've been here? Mine's gone off, I can tell 3 times right now, because I'm right here and I can feel my phone going off. But we're too busy in our lives, so we don't check. These criminals go to your backyard, always the same thing. They go to your backyard, they walk around your backyard for at least 3 to 5 minutes, because they're checking if your one's home. Then they break in. So that 3 to 5 minutes when you saw them, you could be calling in the police and say, hey, someone's in my backyard. They're in my backyard right now. Give me a description. Because when you give us that, the helicopter is the first thing we call for. And the helicopter is easily 3 to 5 minutes away. If it's an alcohol, they will come out. And we're going to call everybody over. You will have 20 deputies from your Temple Station there to try and catch that guy. So that's why we see it. That's what we ask when you have surveillance videos. And again, a lot of people have cameras, but they don't work. These criminals know. They know. They don't care anymore. That's how bold they are, because 50% of them don't even work. And you know, these are high-end homes. It's too expensive. Make sure you know what you have. If you look at the crime blogger, again, I'm only going off the crime. Most of the burglaries that break in are going to be through your sliding glass door. They will always shatter that sliding glass door or some kind of window in the back. It's never the front. That's how they're going to get out. So make sure they do have a security screen. It's almost like a tin, but it's a clear tin that it's almost like a jewelry store when you try to crack the window, it doesn't shatter right away. So it'll make a lot more noise, right? So guess what's happening? Nosy neighbor, John, hey, what's going on over at Susie's house? You hear someone banging on the window, you hear glass shattering, looks out the window, and guess what? Gives us a description, hey, something's going on. That's what we would like. Again, like my partner said, alarm systems. And then another thing is, everyone has internet service right here. I can look up any one of your homes and know the layout of your home. All we have to do is Google it, put your address, and it's on Zello. There's an app where you can take it off the listings. Even though it's not a listing, but if you ever had your home listed, it would show the old photos of that property. So you can also take it off that way. Contact us if you're going on vacation or something, to give us a number to contact you. And hey, no one's going to be at my home between this time and this time, because if we do call, we actually have something to know what house belongs to whoever and who's not supposed to be there. And then, if you're a victim of a burglary, call us. Again, our Temple Sheriff Station is, the number's there. And if it's emergent, remember, if it's emergent, it's happening now, someone's in your backyard, which you know you're not supposed to have, 911. If you do call the regular landline, it can be a 911 call as well, because they're going to call, this is Temple Sheriff Station, how can I help you? Is this an emergent call? Say yes, and they will treat it like a 911 call. It's the same dispatcher that will take it, it's just that we prioritize this line from another line. But it can be a 911 call. Report any suspicious activity. Cars, again, high-end cars, like all blacked out, like you see 3 or 4 people sitting in the car that's been there for 2-3 minutes and they're just sitting there. We're not asking you to go out there and catch them, talk to them. Don't do that. If you can, take a photo or just call us and go, hey, this is the car, this is the license plate, I can give you something. I see 3 guys, 4 guys. Of course, the windows are going to be tinted, so you're not going to be able to see it. It's running. The key thing is it's running, it's blacked out, which I mean tinted window front windshield, the sides, and it's a high-end car, or not even that. But if you don't see those people that don't belong in your city, call. Hey, would you rather call to see if that was your neighbor and your friend sitting in the car instead of someone trying to break into someone's home? If it's nothing, we're not going to come up guns drawn on it. We're going to come up to it just like anything else. It's not any danger for anyone else. If they're not in trouble, they're not doing anything bad, there's nothing they should be afraid of, right? So don't worry about that. Again, report if you have your neighbors have surveillance cameras. Know your neighbors as well. You guys can triangulate your homes if both of you have it, because they're going to jump from one backyard to the other. If they see one that has too many, they're not going to jump into they're not going to go into your yard directly. They're going to go into your neighbor's yard and then jump over into your neighbor's yard, and then they'll only be there for a short period of time. Like I said, if they're going down your driveway, you have all kinds of cameras, everything's going alert, they're not going to try and go that way. They're going to go to your neighbor's house or the one behind, jump the wall, and go straight in. So that's another key. Do not touch anything unless directed by us. If something happened in your home and you can see cameras that, hey, they cut themselves, they didn't wear gloves, don't touch anything, don't move anything. Because we get DNA prints and off all those little things, because they're going to break something. So just be aware. Make a list of all your stolen items. If you have serial numbers to items, like especially jewelry, if you have specific jewelry, because not all jewelry are the same, just take a quick photo of it so that you remember. So when you tell me, hey, I had a diamond ring with a diamond in it. I'm not a jeweler guy, it's just going to be a circle ring with a diamond in it. But it had several pendants on it. If you could give it, because we actually have to enter it into a database, so if it goes to a pawn shop or something, it can be found. So we never know, right? So, because you can say, hey, this is my diamond ring. I know it's mine because what? I even have photos of it. It's on my hand. This is the one I got in my wedding. So just document your information. I think this is the end of burglaries. And I'll let Jose talk in this portion.
All right, folks. So we just want to share this, just the importance about staying informed, staying aware of, or how to actually get information regarding what's happening in your community. So I know the deputies talked about the crime blotter a couple times already. Like they said, every week, deputies go over all the reports that happen within the city, and share that information with the public, with the community. So you can use a crime blotter to kind of get an idea if this type of activity is happening in your neighborhood. And if it's happening in your neighborhood, that's the kind of conversations that you want to be having with your neighbors to make sure that they are aware of things that are happening. So check the crime blotter. You can log on to the city website. You can register there, and you will get these emails automatically. So it's a great way to stay informed. Crime mapping. So through this website here, and all this information is, if you guys got a packet, it's in your packet. You can actually go online to the website for the crime mapping, put in your address, and it'll show you all the activity that's happening around you. And you can filter it, you can go do a search for up to about 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. And you can see the type of activity, and it'll tell you from burglaries to theft to arrests that have been going on. Again, just keeping you informed, letting you know what's happening in your neighborhood. So I know we're all good neighbors, right? We know what's happening in our neighborhood. We see the activity that's going on there. If ever you've had a situation where there's something funny happening at the house at the end of the block, they always have a bunch of cars that are showing up, but it's never anything that you can't say for certain that there's some type of activity, but cars are showing up late at night, and you want to tell somebody, but you don't know who to tell. That's what the Crime Stoppers is for. Great resource. You can go in, you can leave your information, you can remain anonymous, but you can pretty much tell a story in terms of what's happening in that area. And that, when you submit a tip through Crime Stoppers, it's going to go to our deputies. They're going to be able to review it. And guess what? They're going to look into it. If you say that, hey, this house at this block has constant flow of traffic, just cars coming in and out, all hours of the night, I don't know, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's nothing, they'll look into it. And you can use Crime Stoppers to be able to get that and have them research it. And actually, there's been quite a few arrests that have happened because of tips that have come through on Crime Stoppers. So, great resource there. The request tracker. Now, that's a system that we have within the city. That's a city-managed system. It doesn't get related to the sheriff's department, but the request tracker you can use, again, to draw attention to items that are in the city that we need to fix. So, for example, if you live on a block and they have multiple broken streetlights, well, a dark street attracts activity. That's the kind of element that we don't want. That can report it on the request tracker, and our city crews will go out there and fix those streetlights. If somebody stole a sign, then maybe there was a neighborhood watch sign or a no parking sign, you can request it there, and our team will go out there and fix that. And that's kind of awareness that will help deter activity within your neighborhood, which is what we want. So, like I said, all this information is in your packet. Keep it handy, check it out. A lot of great resources there.
One thing about Crime Stopper is that if you guys do put something on there, I read all the Crime Stoppers, but I don't actually call you unless I need more information. I won't tell you we're investigating it. I got it, I'm looking into it, and most likely we're going to be on a UC card around the corner looking at this house or watching this house. So it takes time. It's not like something that happens right away. So if you think like we're ignoring it, we're not. We're actually watching it, or we have another team watching it for us. So be patient with us on that one.
Yes, ma'am. The request tracker would be a great one for that. Yes. Yes.
Another one is like if you're driving, but the shoes are too low and you can't even see the stop sign until you're practically.
That also great question. So just in case you didn't hear her, she said if you see shoes hanging from wires and that's something that you want to bring to the attention, that would be something you can report on the request tracker. Another one, if you see overgrown bushes, hedges in an area, and it can be used as maybe concealment on the property, or just creates visibility issues on the street. Again, request tracker can go that way. You can always use a request tracker as a way to at least bring attention to a situation, and if it doesn't, like if it's something that's out of the city's scope, then we will make sure to direct it to the person that needs to. For example, on the high wires with the shoes, our city crew isn't gonna go up and take those off because those are possibly live wires, so we're gonna reach out and connect with Edison and make sure Edison goes out there to address that issue. So you can always use that as a way to kind of get the message out. So, thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna talk a little bit about emergency preparedness and the importance of having equipment and having what you need in the event of an emergency. So, how can you be prepared? Right? It's important to have a plan, to keep supplies, understand the dangers, which is what hazard mitigation is, and get trained. So, depending on where you are, depending on what can happen, have a plan. Know how you're going to communicate with your family members. Do you have evacuation points from your house? Have you ever thought about that? If I'm in my living room, how am I going to get out of my house if there was an earthquake? Or if there was a fire, what are my exit routes? Where am I going to meet? Are we going to just go in front of the house? Are we going to run up the block to a neighbor's house? How are we going to do that? If your family's ever separated, where's the safe spot? Things that you need to have to consider, take into consideration in order to have those safe meeting points. Keeping supplies. Again, because we never know where emergencies are going to happen or when they're going to start, you need to keep supplies with you. So you want to have supplies at home, you want to have supplies at work, you want to have supplies in your cars. And you need to have the supplies that are going to be useful and effective for you in the event of an emergency. So food rations, some utility items. We'll go over that a little bit more. Hazard mitigation, well, again, knowing what kind of hazards could impact you, right? I mean, in February, we had a big windstorm. That was something that maybe you've gone through a big windstorm in the past, or maybe you haven't, but you need to know how or what resources you're gonna need to have available for yourself in those kinds of situations. You know, we live in earthquake country. That's been, sank into our heads from a young age. So prepare for an earthquake because we don't know what you're gonna need and what kind of supplies you're gonna need to be able to do that. And getting trained. Understand that you are in control of your situation. And there's resources out there that can help you build up on those skills. If you're not familiar with CERT training, that's our Community Emergency Response Team. They're free trainings that you can get, and it teaches you how to manage in a variety of situations. Great opportunity. If you guys are interested in that, you can let me know, and I can put you in touch with some of the trainings that might be in our area. First aid CPR, American Red Cross, American Heart Association. If you don't have CPR training, I highly recommend it. You just never know. So these are things that you can do on your own to try to help yourself get ready in the case of an emergency. So again, talking about what do we need and when do we need it? Think of threes, the rule of threes, right? You want to have at least 3 kids, home, car, work, at minimum 3 days of supplies per person. So that can add up really quickly. I have a family of 6, and trying to keep 3 days of supplies for all of us is a lot of stuff. So you have to balance. I'm not saying that you have to add a cargo trailer to the back of your car just to have emergency supplies, but know what you need and know how it's going to be effective for you. 3 categories that you need: water, food, and utility, right? I think the first 2 are pretty obvious. We always kind of think about that, but utility is something that is functional. It's something that's going to help you get through what you have going on. And I'll explain more. So water, a minimum 1 gallon of water per person per day. Adds up quickly. That can be a lot of water. But again, balance. You have to figure out a way to balance that. There's a lot of different alternatives that you can kind of help, as are these filter straws that are out there that can help you if you needed to ever, questionable water that you wanted to filter through that. So there's things that you can do depending on the research that you want to have. Food. With food, I always say, get something that works for you, something that you like. If you are not a fan of lentils and you buy a bunch of cans of lentils and you just kind of keep them in your cupboard and that now becomes your emergency food, well, I don't think anyone's gonna be happy. So think about what you would actually eat and what actually you'd want to consume to have in your emergency supply kit. This is probably the hardest one to maintain, I'm gonna be honest with you. Because we all know, even though we choose items that may have a long storage life, it's still limited. So you do have to cycle through your rations and ensuring that they're actually edible when you need them. So think about foods that you like, think about things that are gonna be good for you to cycle through. And I always suggest you can break it up into 2 year, in a cycle, maybe twice a year, where whatever you have in your pantry, or now move it into your emergency kit, and then you just kind of keep a rotation that way. Everybody has a system. There's different ways to kind of develop that, but it is good to cycle through your food rations in your kits. Utility items. Again, these are your tools, your resources. What do you need and how it's going to help you in the event of an emergency, right? Gloves, duct tape, super useful. Rope, cash. A lot of people don't think about cash, but in the event of a power outage and there's no way to use our credit cards, our debit cards, and everything's just stuck in our banks electronically, it's a good idea to have a supply of cash to get you through things. Flashlight, batteries. Batteries are important. Make sure that they actually work. Make sure that they haven't expired. So things that are going to help manage in the event of an emergency. Utility knives, basic tools, wrenches and pliers, hammers, things like that that are going to be needed in case of whatever you have going on. So it's important to, again, stay connected, stay informed. If you haven't already, this is the city's emergency alert system. You can text this number, or 888-777, and you can register. And then if there's a situation that happens within the city or we have to send any kind of mass messaging out, it'll go straight to your phone. And you can stay connected that way. So if you haven't already registered for the emergency alert system, you can do that too. Again, numbers in your pamphlet, so feel free to check that out. And this is just a great list of resources where you can go and get more information. I really like ready.gov. It has great examples of how to build an emergency kit, what type of item you can use on an emergency kit, how you can set up a phone tree for, to stay in communication with your loved ones. Great resources. Red Cross, if you're looking for more additional training information. Cal OES, if there's something specific within the state regarding an emergency, you can stay up to date with that. FEMA, national, awareness. Great Shakeout, great resources for earthquake safety. Same thing with the last two. But if you have any questions or you need anything, if you want unsure about anything, you can always contact me. This is my office line there. If you have any questions regarding emergency preparedness or any questions regarding activity in the city, feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kick it over to Deputy Bowie to talk about vehicle burglars.
Again, thank you everybody for showing up. Again, vehicle burglars is one of the things that is crime of opportunity. Like we were telling you, most of all this is crime of opportunity. Don't make yourself a victim. Because vehicle burglary is when you have items in your vehicle and they break the window to get in. Once they break the window, that is considered the felony part where it's a vehicle burglary because it's forced entry. But if your door was unopened, unlocked, your window was down, and they opened it, it's not considered forced entry anymore. It would just be a petty theft or grand theft. That's the difference when you see the numbers on the crime blogger, on our weekly, is because some of it is open vehicles. We're all busy with our days. We have kids, it's summer, it's hot, want to leave the window down. That's what you're doing for crime of opportunity. Your car every day should look like a brand new car that just got out of the dealer. Nothing there. Nothing in the front seat, no bags, no sunglasses, no wires, anything like that, because it's a crime of opportunity. Our Asian culture, I'm sorry, because I'm Asian, a lot of our older aunties and uncles love to use shopping bags to recycle everything. They only put their Tupperware in there, or a shirt, or a thing. Any little small item. To a crook, someone's treasure, they're going to break into it within 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds, they will be in and out of your car. Because they don't know what's inside. They will take anything. Prime opportunity. It may mean nothing to you. It may be even worth $1 or $2. They don't care. They will take everything that they can get their hands on. And they will break your window. That will cost you about $200 to $300, $200 to $500 to replace for an item that was only worth $1 to $2. They will take everything. Not worth it. That's why we recommend don't put anything in your car. As I can tell you, the definition of burglary is any force to enter into a vehicle. That's where the felony part comes out. Again, we will charge them as a felony if we do catch them, but it's up to the DA whether they could do a petty theft or a lesser crime. It's up to the DA. We don't do that part, but we charge them always with a higher crime. To intend to commit a felony, a theft or felony inside a vehicle that involves entering a vehicle involves any part of the body. If they break the window, stick their hand in, that's a crime. Just the breaking the window is actually already the force already that we need to arrest them for that crime, to charge them for that crime. Again, here's a small video of kind of burglaries that how quick it can happen. Again, this is a crime that happens less than 30 seconds. We can't even pull our phone out to call 911 in that time. They'll be in and out that quick. So this is why this crime is one prevalent crime that happens very quickly and very easily.
This is how crooks used to get into your car. But sometimes they have a much easier time of it. They just look for vehicles left unlocked. This guy finds an unlocked car right in the driveway. Nothing inside worth stealing, but then he grabs the electronic garage door opener, giving him easy access to the house. And there he goes with 2 bikes. And sometimes even the police forget to lock up. This guy got into an unlocked cruiser and gets away with a rifle. He was later caught.
I lock my car everywhere.
To find out how bad the problem is, I spent a day with the Mount Pleasant Police Department in New York State, along with Inside Edition security consultant Steve Cardian. First stop, a shopping center. And look what we found. Door after door left unlocked.
Another unlocked car.
Easy pickings for any thief.
What size shoe do you wear? Wait a minute, I see some sunglasses in there. Is that a glass case?
Yeah, that's my wife's glasses.
Oh, your wife's glasses.
Yep.
How do they look?
They look marvelous.
All right, goodbye. And they all say the same thing. I was only in the store for 5 minutes.
That's the common answer we get. And it's more of an embarrassment that they have let something so simple possibly ruin their day.
You could look inside on the seat. There's a wallet.
What?
Looks like car keys to this car.
Oh my God. If you're a criminal, you've hit the jackpot here.
But what this woman left in an unlocked running car while she was shopping was priceless. Her young child.
I'd like to know why you would leave this car unlocked and you have a child in your car, ma'am.
Come in here, feel the car. Is it high?
It's unlocked. Somebody could take your child. Aren't you worried about that?
Bottom line, just press the lock button.
Can you do me a personal favor?
You
Just
want me to
lock
do-
your car up.
I will be happy to lock my car
Thank
up.
you, thank you.
Drive it at 25 and look at down the street at one of your neighbor's home. You won't be able to catch anything because they're that quick and it's real dark. No one can see something at 25 miles an hour because they know you're coming, so they're gonna duck. So that's why we try to emphasize: don't be a victim. Don't make yourself a target, because it's a crime of opportunity. For vehicle burglaries, all crime of opportunity. Because if you have nothing inside your car, why would they need to go into your car? Plain and simple. So this is one of another crime that does happen in Temple City quite a bit. And that's where you get all the petty thefts that we have as well, because of this one thing to do with your car. We all lock our phones every single day. We have an automatic lock on your phones, but we don't secure our stuff in our vehicle. So don't become a victim. Again, some of these photos are actually in Temple City that I've gotten into a parking lot and this is what happens. Remember, you go into Starbucks, I've only been in there 5 minutes, but you ladies leave their purse in the front seat underneath. I was just gone for 5 minutes. Pumping gas. Do any of you ladies take your wallets with you? You only take your credit card, leave your purse in the front seat, correct? They drive by, crack the window, or just open the door, and they're off with their purse. Gentlemen, you know, I know I'm a little older. Us guys have these big old thick wallets that we put in our back pocket. We get tired, we take it out, we put it in the center console, or we put it on the side. I'm just parking in the front of the driveway. It's okay, no one's gonna happen. They break in and guess what they have? Your wallet. It happens all the time. We laugh about it, I can tell you hundreds of stories, but it happens all the time. This is not something that we say just to say it. It's every day if you look in the crime barometer. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, occasionally at Sam's Club, at the gas station, there'll be somebody who will get out, pump gas or something, use the passenger side open. Occasionally, somebody comes through with a car, guy jumps out, grabs something out, and they take off.
Yes. Gentlemen here, one of our residents here was saying that, you know, Costco, gas, any gas company, wherever you pump gas, you're too busy pumping gas. The suspects will come up, drive up, someone jump out, jump in, less than 30 seconds, they're off with your purse. No one's gonna figure out what's going on until it's over. Everyone's screaming and yelling, no one's even aware of what happened. And then when we get a description, the harder part about that is that we have too many witnesses. We don't have good witnesses. We have 20 witnesses. What kind of car was it? It was a black car. It was a white car. It was a green car. Who do we determine what's what until we can get video for it? And it happens all the time. If you did not see it, you can 100% say that you saw something. Don't say it. You're not a witness. Don't assume anything. That's why when we have big incidents like that, we always separate everybody. Because it's that old school telephone line. One person tells this person tells it, and the story gets different. So it does us no good, because when we write the report, our witness said, hey, it was a black car, but technically it was a blue car. So they can get away with that, and we can lose the case just for that one reason, because our prime witness said it was a black car, and it wasn't even a black car. So make sure you know, if you're a witness, be a good witness. If you didn't see anything, you didn't see anything. Don't assume what you saw. That's how important it is. Like I said, to protect yourself from this crime of opportunity, remove all valuables from your car. Crooks know that you'll put your jacket over your purse, any item of importance. It's hot. We leave it up. We'll just cover it up. We'll just be gone for 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Story of the life. We hear it every time. If you guys rolled with us, go with us to take this report card, people are like, are you kidding me again? Oh, it happened to me before. You didn't learn the first time, don't put stuff valuable in your front seat. Lock your car doors. Make sure you lock them. Set your alarm. It's not like the alarms that we used to have in the 80s where a car goes off and it'll go off, your alarms will go off. No one really pays attention to car alarms anymore. But have it. Secure your car. Don't leave your property in plain sight. Again, if you can go to gyms or anything else like that, whoever goes to the gym, what do you carry into the gym? Just your water bottle. So guess what that crook that's in that parking lot driving around looking at? Because you're not going to know that they're driving around looking at you. That's why we always tell you, be aware of your surroundings. Like I said, for burglaries, people are driving around just like normal cars, like normal citizens. That car just left. If you see a car that's not following you and doesn't belong in your neighborhood, go back to your home, park inside. Scare them off. They know that you just went to the gym, your wallet, your purse has to be in the car. Because they only saw you walk out with your water bottle to the gym. So guess what? Everything else is inside your car. Key factor. Do not try to cover up anything because criminals know if you're covering something up. Again, be aware of your surroundings. Park your car in a secure place. If you don't feel comfortable parking your car somewhere, park it where it's with all the other cars. You have a brand new car, I don't want to get my car dinged because, you know, I'm too close to these other cars. They're going to open the car and get my brand new car. Don't leave anything inside. If you do, park it a little farther, but don't leave anything inside because a nice car is going to have nice things. about criminal theory. But we all work hard for all our things. Everything is nice, because if I paid for it, it's nice, because it's mine. You should feel the same way about all your property. Don't let them take it. And I believe that's going to be all for my presentation. Again, if you have any other questions, you can always talk to us after. I'll give this to Deputy Lamb.
Thank you. All right, so my topic is going to be traffic and pedestrian awareness. Distracted driving, daylight law, the AB 413 that just passed, and also e-bike regulation. This is where we're going to tag team with Jose, because I hate these bikes. So will you in a second. Distracted driving. Y'all seen it. It's everywhere. I drive every single day, and I kid you not, I can write a whole book about how distracted driving are. Biggest distracted driving incident is talking on your cell phone, correct? Everybody wants to talk on their cell phone. I've seen people will have the cell phone and they'll put it on their thing, and they're talking, which is fine, hands-free. But I've seen people actually have their passenger hold their cell phone up to the person's ear while they're driving. I've seen makeup, ladies putting on makeup while they're driving. I've seen people eating while they're driving. The best one, and I shared with the last class, last month, was I was following this lady and I'm seeing her like swerving back and forth, like, ooh, I got drunk, cool. So I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm like, oh, now she's straight again. Oh, no, she's swerving, okay, cool, I'm gonna light her up. Get closer, I'm like, wait a minute. I see one hand, I see another hand. How's she driving? One hand's holding a bowl of noodles, the other hand's holding a chopsticks.
Yeah.
And she's driving.
And she's driving. It was awesome. It was like, so I pulled her over, like, hey, what are you doing? She goes, I'm hungry. All right. That was a $400 ticket, by the
I
way.
hope you gave her a ticket.
Yeah, I did. Texting and driving, not good. Your eyes are off the road. You're texting, and it's not worth it. Someone's life could be in danger. Adjusting your radio, playing with the GPS. I've heard all sorts of stories. I had a doctor, I pulled over a doctor one time, and he had his cell phone like this, and he's talking. I'm like, hey sir, you can't be talking on your cell phone while you're driving. His answer was, I wasn't talking on my cell phone. I'm recording my medical stuff. Well, you're still not driving. Never mind. Taking photos and video. We actually had pulled over a lady because we were in a traffic accident and we're doing our investigation. We're blocking off traffic. And of course, it's kind of, sometimes you see a traffic accident, you want to see it, take a look at it, whatever. But this lady was videoing while she was driving by. And then she crashed into another car. So, yeah, please don't do that. Any of these incidents here, we will cite you for it. And then you'll be the joke of my next class. Because I'll read the traffic reports and I'm like, wow, really? AB 413, it's the daylight lighting law. Basically, new law states that you cannot park within 20 feet. 20 feet from the curb. So, there you go. So basically, right here, you can't park there and you can't park there. Basically, what that does is allows the pedestrian to walk, and as you make a right turn, you'll be able to see the turn without a pedestrian crossing the road. It's not just Temple City; it's the whole entire California. So, are we going to paint every single curve red? No, we're not. Just know that the law is there. If you do get a ticket because you parked right by the corner, it's your fault. Yes, sir.
Does that apply to the private street?
Private street, no. Only on public street. So how do we know it's a private street? We'll probably see a sign that says private street. E-bikes. We have a lot of e-bikes, bikers out there. Mostly kids, so y'all help us out real quick. E-bikes are the same rules as any single bike. So you gotta do the rule to the road. Don't act stupid, ride on the right side of the road, Make sure you stop at stop signs. You're not a motorcycle, you're not a motocross, you're not anything. You're a biker. Wear your helmet. If you're under 18, please wear a helmet. I've seen too many kids crash their bikes, and it's not worth it. And these bikes are like a couple $1,000 easily. The cheaper ones about $400 or $500. The more expensive ones go up to like $7,000. These bikes go from 0 to 50 miles per hour. Yes, ma'am.
So then what's the difference between, like, if they follow the rules of the biker, they're driving as fast or faster than cars, so like, where's the cutoff? Is there a cutoff, or at some point do they have to abide by
I can agree
road
that.
rules?
Because, again, we're all adults. The bikes are only limited to 25 miles an hour. But we can modify them. And they change the modification to a higher to go faster. But as an adult, you can have it faster. As your child, they can have go over 20 miles an hour. You have to have an actual driver's license to drive an e-bike that can go over 25 miles an hour.
And then do they pertain to the vehicle rules?
Yes, any bike
Like
that
a
is-
moped or a
Yes.
50 cc?
It has to follow all the laws of a motor vehicle. Not like a motor vehicle. If you drive a car, you have to stop at stop signs, which we don't see them doing. They do not run red lights. That's the thing. It is actually a motor vehicle. Even a bike, a regular pedal bike, is considered a moving vehicle. So any violation that you drive on 2 wheels has to be by the driver's vehicle code.
Yeah.
Just like cars.
Yeah, because anywhere near the high school or the middle school,
Oh.
And that's a common issue that we've been dealing with and trying to bring awareness to the community. The law, California law has authorized 3 different bicycle types. There's a type 1, 2, and 3, and they're rated based on their speed and their operation. One of the easiest ways, and I've actually spoken to parents that have been interested in wanting to get an e-bike for their child, and the kid's really excited because they want a certain type of bike. And if you have a bike and it looks like a little motorcycle and it does not have functioning pedals, that is not a legal bike for it to be operated on the road. And that's a big thing. Again, any e-bike that is an authorized e-bike has to have functioning pedals. You have to be able to pedal it like any other bicycle. The only difference is, depending on the type that it is, will determine how fast it goes. But if you have these kids, I'm sure we've all seen them, and it looks like a dirt bike, like a little motorcycle, and it's just zooming down the road, there's no way to pedal that bike. That is a completely motor-powered device, which is not legal and can actually lead to some pretty hefty fines and impounding of the bike itself. So there's a lot of things that, as parents, should know. If your kids are interested in wanting to have a certain type of bike, understand the different ones that are out there. Sir.
Yeah, a lot of kids ride these electric scooters on the sidewalk and bikes too, so they're never considered a pedestrian.
Correct. They're not pedestrians because they're on these bikes. They should be operating their bikes in a designated bike lane on the roadway. As a parent, depending on the age of the child that's operating the bike, if I have, for example, all bicycles should be observing the rules of the road. But if I have a 5-year-old and they just got their bike and they're on training wheels, do I want them in the street? No. But so there's that little gray area when it comes to that. But we're talking about these motorized bikes. They should be riding the roadway. Yes, ma'am.
On Los Tunas, I see a lot of the motorized bikes going against the traffic on the sidewalk.
Absolutely, yes.
And when a car comes out to go straight or even to make a right-hand turn, they're looking for oncoming traffic from this way, and all of a sudden, some idiot pulls in front of them coming from the opposite direction. And they're going to get hit.
Yes, and that is a scary thing. But I will say that there's a lack of education for a lot of users in terms of how to properly operate an e-bike, a bicycle in general.
You guys need to start ticketing them and letting the kids know, because as as a pedestrian, I've almost gotten hit several times, and one of these days I'm gonna kick somebody off their bike.
Well, let's not get that point, but we're
If I'm
trying to
in the
do our
crosswalk,
best.
I've got the right of way.
Let's try to educate and bring some awareness to people so that way we can all get on the same page. I think that's a big problem that we have right now, that a lot of people don't understand what they need to be doing and how to best manage this.
I'm going to explain this. It's very difficult for us as law enforcement to not enforce, but the dangers of trying to pull someone over on an e-bike, especially a child. We're going to be coming up, they don't know what to do, they can fall off the bike. Some of these kids, and that's what we're trying to educate parents. Parents need to educate your children on how to ride the bike and the rules of the road. At the end of the presentation, there's going to be a place to show you that you can go into the website to teach people. But please take this with a grain of salt. All of our kids are angels, right? They're angels. They listen to everything we tell them. But when they come, again, it's called the pack. When there are 2 to 3 to 4 of them together, they take off. Do you want me chasing down a 12, 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid on an e-bike? They do not have enough control on it that they are going to be more of a danger. I do. If you think we don't tell them, we do stop them, but we're not going to chase a child on a bike down. It is unsafe for the child. It's unsafe for us. We, as adults, should educate our children.
Now, you guys all heard earlier that these guys are pretty fast, and you guys all agreed to that. I had a kid that actually went right up to me, flipped me off, and take off. I chased after him for a bit. I'm like, this kid's going crazy. I'm like, I'm done. Because of the fact that if I do chase after him, he crashes, guess who's going to get sued? Right? Yeah, he disrespected me. Okay, no big deal. I was just going to tell him, hey, dude, slow down. Don't be stupid. But he was just going through the lanes, and then his other friends came in, and they all started going crazy. There's no way I'm going to chase a kid on a bike. What do I have? I have nothing. I have a kid that's going crazy on the bike.
Yeah, but it's not always just the kids. There's a lady that lives on Warren Way that doesn't know how to.
We get a lot of that too.
When she crosses the street, she makes U-turns, she pulls into driveways and everything else on her e-bike.
And that's what we're trying to do. That's why we incorporated this as part of our presentation, because there's a lot of education that needs to go out there and a lot of awareness that needs to be brought forward to people. And again, this is a neighborhood watch, right? This is a neighbors helping neighbors kind of activity. So information that you learn here, we hope that you guys can take it and share it with your neighbors about what we can do and how we can make this neighborhood better. So one of the things that we wanted to point out is education, right? Understanding the rules and the regulations that are out there. Through the CHP, there is a free training course that anyone can take. You can go log on, take this course. Highly recommended to anybody that has kids that utilize e-bikes. Have them understand what the rules of the road are. And as parents, if your child has an e-bike, you have to understand that you carry a certain level of liability. If your child is out there utilizing a bike and gets into an accident or causes some kind of damage, that responsibility, that liability now carries over onto you. So you need to be aware. Remember, these kids did not get this bike from nowhere. It didn't just magically appear. Parents got this, or someone got this for their child, so they need to know and understand how to properly operate and utilize these tools. They are tools. They can be a great resource to many, but they have to be used responsibly. Just because your child learns how to drive, I wouldn't give my 10-year-old child the keys to a Corvette, a Ferrari, and just have them go nuts. They have to be able to utilize it properly. So we need to give them the information on how to do that. And ideally, once we get that done, we'll be able to address a lot of the issues that we have going on. So, next one. All right, guys, so volunteers, if you guys are ever interested and you guys are curious about being able to get further engaged with the community, highly recommend people to touch base with our volunteers on patrol. You can volunteer and patrol Temple City. You go through an academy with the Sheriff's Department. You learn how to use our radios. You get to drive one of the patrol cars. They help at a variety of events and activities. Great resource if that's something that you've ever been interested in.
A volunteer car, not a patrol car, a volunteer car. They're totally
Yes.
different.
Yes, thank you. Great resources to the community, as well as our Explore program. So through the Sheriff's Department, if you have young children, 15, 14? So 14 to 21, and you're interested in law enforcement, you want to kind of get an idea of what it is, you can sign up and become an Explorer out of Temple Station. Again, they have great resources. They help out our community tremendously. It looks great on college applications. But it's a great thing to get involved with. If that's something that you're interested in, please contact Deputy Johnson and we can get you signed up for that. And lastly, wanted to kind of just share some resources for you guys. Again, all of this is in your handouts. Great information. If there was ever any questions or something of distress that you needed kind of some resources on, that information is there. Highly recommend tear out that last page, stick it on your refrigerator. It's just good to have. And if there's any questions, we're here to answer any questions. If you want to pull us off to the side and talk to us a little bit further, we're here. Appreciate all of you guys coming out. Anything?
We have some, and we have raffles from Jerry Jambazian.
Oh yeah, we do have some raffle prizes. Yes, ma'am. Question.
Question. How is the price process? Is it easy for a law enforcement simply have a new DA Hodgman compared with the Nebraska?
Correct.
So how do you guys feel about it? Is it much better or worse?
How do we feel about the new DA?
It's working.
So she has a question. Given the change with the new district attorney that was just brought into office compared to Gaston, have we noticed a difference within the community? How does law enforcement feel in terms of their action with prosecuting cases?
It is a positive. We're not promoting for the new DA. We're just seeing what we have with the new laws that come, because we have Prop 36 now that these crimes that used to be, small minor crimes, but if they conduct two of them that are charged, now it becomes one big crime where they can start doing more time for it. Again, the time doesn't mean anything, but they are getting charged, they are getting held accountable for it. But not all crimes are equal. But they are getting held to accountable for some of these higher crimes that would normally be DA rejects, as we could say.
Is it going to deter, for the crimes going down a little bit? Or
Remember, some of these guys are career criminals. Some of them are career criminals. So, crime of opportunity. They may stop, like the video that showed that he was a changed man. He's in jail, he changed, he wants to help the community. He got out, maybe 6 months later, and he was in jail again for the same thing. Because you have to remember, crime of opportunity is so tempting for them. Because you can have $1,000 purse on your driver's seat of your car. He walks by and goes, oh my goodness. It's just like, you walk by the casino, except for these young ladies here. Darn it, I should have doubled down when I had the chance. That's what they're doing. They miss this opportunity. They're going to look for that opportunity to take whatever's there. If it's too easy for them, remember, they probably don't work or they have a pretty decent job. They don't have a real high-end job. But if they see $1,000 purse minimum, do you think that they're not going to step away and go, I just stepped away from a $1,000 purse, just a purse, but not even consider the items inside of that purse? Criminals, crime of opportunity. Don't give them that opportunity.
And one thing also, one of my partners actually worked the court system, and he was working overtime. And these criminals know the DA, who's weak, who's soft, who's easy, who's hard, who's difficult. So this criminal was in jail and was going to court, and his buddies. You guys all know the system. We put all the inmates in a cell holding area while they wait for their court time to go up there. And they talk. They always talk to each other. That's good old time. Well, our deputies are standing out there. We listen to everything. It's like that's what we used to. We want to hear this stuff. So this one deputy, who's a detective, but he's working overtime, he's sitting there listening to the whole thing. And one guy's like, oh man, Gascon's here. He'll get me out, no big deal. Good to go. You know, I'll do like 10 days, I'll be out. And the detective is like, okay, turns around and goes, you do know the election was the other day and he's gone, right? And the guy goes, what? Yeah, the new DA is this guy.
I have a question
And he
about,
goes, what does that mean? He's like, you're screwed. Sure enough, he got on and, you know, he's in jail for a longer time now. Yes, ma'am.
it has a lot changed from felony to petty theft. Like because a felony that's under $1,000 fine, right?
No.
Whatever they steal is worth a lot less.
That
than
has not
$1,000.
changed yet.
So it has not changed still that.
It's still the same.
But you have to consider, because of Prop 36, if they've been charged for 2 petty thefts, it can turn into that felony theft. Remember, the crime is, don't worry about the crime, the amount, or anything. A crime is a crime. We have to think, we're not changing anything. A crime is a crime. Our deputies will write the report. If we have it, we'll catch them, and they will be accountable for it. Again, it's up to the DA, but do not think that, oh, it's under $1,000, $500, it's only $10. A crime is a crime.
Yeah.
Let us deal with it. Let the DA deal with it. We do our part, and the community do their part.
I tell you, I like the new DA.
Now, let you know that when we had Gascon on, and I'm not trying to tell you what it is, but when we had Gascon, yeah, we knew the situation was going down, but we still went out there and we still did our job. We still took people to jail. We still psyched them. We still took them in. We still went to court. We did all the things that we had to do because that's our job. We don't care. If they get released, yeah, our heads go down a little bit, but oh well, guess what? We'll go back out there and do it again. That's our job. We love what we do. That's why we're here. Yes, ma'am.
Not to change the subject, but do you expect any ICE activity? Do you expect any ICE activity in this area here?
We don't regulate them. We don't know. If it happens, it happens.
Heard anything?
No, we don't hear anything.
What was the question?
We haven't any ICE activity in this area. We don't know. We don't deal with it. We do what our job is, and it is what it is. We're here to protect everybody. We don't care what they are, who they are, what skin color, whatever. We do what we do. What we do. Yes, ma'am.
I like that you mentioned that you're here to protect everyone. That is important for our community to hear, I think. And another thing I would like to see, because I was just doing the survey, I would like to see more encouragement for us as a community to get to know our neighbors. So for my example, I've noticed that culturally we're different. You know, we can be from different levels of comfort talking to people, but it really helps, I think, in building community if we exchange the person behind us to either side, in front or 2 houses down. I think we can be so much stronger as a community if we had that kind of maybe phone number or way of contacting each other, look after each other
Exactly.
family.
100% agree. Because honestly, we don't know each other's car or whoever is next door. I don't know. I can drive down the street and go, yeah, sure, he lives here, but you guys would know. And unfortunately nowadays, people are just so sheltered or huddled in the area. That's it. So come out there and branch out and talk to people.
It's not like the back end. I'm a little older. My age is a little older. I may look older than I am, but we're older. It's not the time where, you would go to your neighbor, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar or anything? It's up to the community. The community should have your own little block. Remember, when I was younger, we used to have little block parties. All the kids, I used to know all the kids because we all played together. Again, we can't encourage it. We hope we encourage the community to do that, but it's up to the community and your small block. Because you try to do a large block, it'll never happen. Start small and start going bigger. Again, we never get invited to these parties. We always go to the bad stuff. No one ever calls us and goes, hey, we're having a barbecue. Do you guys want to come over and enjoy it with us?
Wait, you don't get invited?
I guess. But as you can see, we don't get that kind of, the community, start small. Start with one neighbor. It starts with one neighbor, one step at a time. The next neighbor to get together, and it's up to the community. we would love for that to happen. We will help with everything we can, but we can't force another neighbor to go help. You need to talk to this person. I don't want to talk to this person.
And that's actually what the importance of these types of meetings are. This is why we have our meetings, our neighborhood watch meetings broken down into districts. There's 10 districts. Today is Area 6. Doesn't mean that only people that live within that boundary of the area are welcome to come. Anybody can come to any of the meetings, but it's the goal is to kind of bring people out, have them connect with one another, as well as attending our events. We have concerts in the park that are happening every Wednesdays throughout the summer. This Saturday we have a grand opening here at Live Oak Park for our new play structure. Those are opportunities for neighbors to come out, meet their neighbors, and engage, and just kind of draw that connection. These are the olive branches that the city tries to put out there.
I'll piggyback on Jose. This city is one of the greatest cities that I can say I could work for. They do all these community events for the community. I am so honored that all of you have came up. We would wish that you could bring your neighbors and your other neighbors to come to each event so it gets bigger and bigger. Because the stronger we are as a community, the stronger we are together. And truly, ma'am, I believe this is my first time seeing you. It is an honor to have you here because you're going to tell your neighbor or your community to come out. And that's what we would want. And we are here for the community. Any questions we have, again, we may not sugarcoat it sometimes. We'll just tell you how it is. But we are here honestly for your community. We're here every day. We're here every day for you guys. So as a community, you have to stick together as well.
All right, I think we're getting the cue. So before we wrap it up, you guys all got raffle tickets. So we want to do some raffles for you guys. Again, this is just an appreciation for you guys coming out. We really are grateful for that. So let's go ahead and let's call out some tickets. So let's get Lucy.
Now, hopefully you guys put a nice thing about us on the survey. If you don't like this area watch or this meeting, it's Deputy Anchano.
There we go.
So, just for example, Jerry has donated some of these vests. As you can see, our community loves to walk. We have a great city that we can walk in, right? At night. Everyone goes where it's cooler. Do not wear dark clothing out. That's a key thing for public safety, as we can see earlier. Do not wear dark clothing because some of these streets are a little darker. Some people cannot see you. Wear something reflective that people can see you. That is a safety thing.
All right, Deputy, I'm going to have you pick it.
These are